Welcome to SpiceCandies. This is the very last one we're going to be testing, from the SX series. So this is the very last one we have. Undoubtedly there are many more alcoholic sugars, which are sugars that are non-alcoholic, but they're called alcoholic sugars because of their chemical design, which are natural on one hand, and on the other hand you have to consider the fact that they are synthetic. And when I say natural, I'm saying natural because they're found in nature, in several types of fruits and other vegetables. So what do we do here? Basically we're trying again to get to the holy grail, because with all the non-alcoholic sugars, coffee is always not dissolving into the candy. So we have a standard amount of non-alcoholic sugar. I cannot recall, sorry guys, it's been a month plus, I cannot recall names, what it's supposed to be. This is a compound of 2 sugars and I bought it as is, not something I've made, because that's the way it's available to me. It does have some slight aroma, and if I take a tiny pinch and taste it, let's take a tiny bit of that. Let me try that for size. It's very sweet. It does have a certain flavor of its own. It's not that bad. It's not that dominant. So you could actually make candies with that. So let's get started. Let's try and make this. And if you're asking what's next, what are we going to do after this series? Well, in that case, you'll have to wait to the end of the video. Let's get started. Sugar. Our new compound. And we need some water. I've got a piece here. Let's see if we can break it. It's somewhat pliable, but it snaps, yeah. It just snapped. Great. So let's give the coffee a shot. Sorry guys, it just foams up, which is interesting by the way. Never tasted foamed up coffee, but much like the other alcoholic sugars, it does not dissolve. I'm giving it my best shot. I'll even heat it up again, and we're, cooled off a bit. Kick it back to 150 to 160. It does give some color, but it's not dissolving. So this batch is going down the drain. Let's make another. Okay guys, take 2. Here goes 1. Here goes our compound, alcoholic sugar. And we're making, this is jam, strawberry jam, extra condensed. We're making strawberry candies. So let's get some water. And a spoon. And let's get it cracking. Now, since I know this already hardens and breaks at 150 degrees Celsius, I'm going to stop at 150 and add the jam. In the meantime, we'll look at our drops at the definite temperatures and take a look at those. So let's get to it. Right, so this was taken 120, 30, 40, and 50, so we already know that these will break readily. Much like regular sugar, they're getting sticky. I don't know if you can see that, but yeah, they're very sticky. And I'll try and snap it. It kind of bends a bit. I think we could raise up the temperature. See if I can break that one. And yeah, it snapped in half. Right, so that's one thing. And the simmering just began in our pot, so we gotta cook it. Right, so this is 140 degrees Celsius. This is nice and stretchy. You can see me stretch it. Very clear candy. Definitely clear candy. Not sure we could do anything about it, but let me taste that and see what we could do. Wow, that's sticky. It's like having a cyanoacrylate or 3-second glue in your mouth. Really bonded my teeth there for a second. Very tasty. It does have a flavor of its own. So the flavor doesn't go away. This is 120. Oh, sorry, that's 130. And you can see it's really sticky and soft. I like it because this means at 130 degrees Celsius we can still make toffee out of that, while regular sugar and corn syrup, sorry about that, bit of candy is still getting my teeth stuck. So at 130 degrees Celsius we can still actually make some sort of toffee. Really nice. Let me pull that along with that. And I'm wondering what's the optimal toffee temperature for these candies. And I'm just pulling it away to get, yeah, it's still, wow. So unlike regular toffee that becomes less sticky, this stuff is still extremely sticky. It's getting hard to remove. I'm not going to even try the 120. It's very soft. But if you want to make something that's really soft and pliable, just like I don't know, ink to paint with, then 120 degrees Celsius, that's the stuff for you. It's really softish. I can pick a dab on my finger. It's really nice to handle. You're right. So okay, enough of this. Let's get back to cooking. Okay, we've reached our goal temperature. Let's add the jam. Considering the flavor, the natural flavor this stuff has, we've added quite a bit of jam. It's very interesting. Unlike regular sugar, this does not foam up as badly, although it's as high at the temperature. Okay. Okay, so I think we got the mix ready. I'll let the jam release a bit more heat and steam. In the meantime, as it boils up to temperature, and we'll be casting in a second. Our candy is ready. Let's give it a go. Right, let's see if you can cut it. Still too softish. So I've noticed that many sugar alcohol based compounds are actually very tending, or should I say, I've noticed that many alcoholic sugar compound candies tend to very slowly cure or harden, so they need to cool off quite a bit. I do like this marbling effect by the jam. You can see all these tiny strawberry pieces. Right, let's try again. And the difference time is, for example, our regular sugar-based and corn syrup-based candy would actually be cured by now, or semi-cured, but this is just starting. Not sure I'm going to make anything usable in this run. I may actually need to cool it off a bit more. I've given it another 10 seconds, and that's all you need. You need to move in 10-second increments. You don't need to give it a minute or two because you're going to have a slab of candy. Let's try again. Bit more resistance, a lot stickier. And this is not going to be an easy candy, I can tell you that. It's not very hot. I actually touched it over there, but it's sticking up. This may actually be somewhere in the realm of useless to we have to cook it to death before we can make a candy out of that. Wow, we're really stuck this time. Let's try it. There we go. And the bar is not really hot. I can hold it. It's not really actually hot. It's just a bit too hot for this candy. I'll just put it on my marble and we'll cut. This stuff is going to be fun, isn't it? Right. Sorry about my voice. Flu season hit. And no, that's not coronavirus. That's just plain flu. Let go of my bar. This stuff is really, really sticky. I really should get a stainless steel bar that's been mirror polished. It's going to be harder for these things to stick to. But at the moment, we're a bit stuck. Right, that's really nasty stuff. Tell you what, it appears to be refusing to harden. I'll let it sit for another minute. I'll get back to you on that. Sticky and extremely stubborn is the right term for this compound. Really, really sticky. I can barely get my hands loose. And I don't think it's going to do any better in later times. I'll give it another couple of minutes to harden, but I think the only thing that's going to be hardened around here is, well, nothing. This candy is not willing. It's really sticky. It has a mind of its own. Should be interesting for toffee though. And at least it's getting off my bar. I'm going to have to clean it thoroughly now. All that candy stuck to it, but wow. I actually thought of tasting this. I don't want to taste this. If I taste this, well, let's put it this way, I won't be able to speak any longer, not for this video. This is really, really, really amazing because it's been cooked to 160 degrees Celsius. This is some nasty stuff. So you know what, if we can make anything out of this lemon, let's try and make a lemonade. So I'm pulling this toffee and see how it behaves as a toffee. Toffee that's being pulled, or should I start from the beginning, toffee that's not being pulled will literally rip the filling out of your teeth, or the teeth from the gums. This is really sticky stuff. But toffee that's been pulled is a lot less sticky. It's much more user-friendly, a lot more fun to handle, and actually it is behaving like toffee. because it's getting less and less sticky. And now I'm actually willing to taste it, and you can see it's being shimmering nice. Okay, so I kind of like it. Okay, let me take a small piece and get it loose and give it a go. Really nice. Very, very chewy. You can feel the candy's inherent flavor. That's really nice. It's a really nice strawberry candy. So there we go. I actually really like it. So as a hard candy, this thing fails, but as a toffee, actually not that bad. Not that bad at all. Really soft and easy to handle, really easy to control the temperature, which are really, really hard to do on regular toffee. If you miss by 2 degrees, just 2 degrees, you're off and you're done. But hey. Now, of course, you probably are asking yourself, why is this behaving like toffee? Well, previously we've seen those dots you made, those drippings, and these hardened and broke. Well, there you go. That's a natural product, and it does change. So whatever I add to the candy changes the candy's behavior. Right, so let's do something about all this. It does look like too bit of shame to throw it all away. And so I think I'm going to release the rest of it by applying some hot water on my bar. But at the same time, let's pull this and see how it goes. Right. Now that is something I like. It releases itself really easily. So let's try and pull it. Not easy at all, but very pullable. Okay, I take it back. That's not really easy. We might have gone a bit too high. Should have gone to around 140 degrees Celsius. But it's still doable. So let's get through it and do it right. And that's really all it boils down to. Being stubborn enough to make the candy do what you want, not the candy doing what it wants. Right, we're going to. You can see it's starting to be very bright because we're incorporating a lot of tiny air bubbles into it just by pulling it. Now I like to take the ends and fold them at thirds. This way I incorporate the material at the very end so it doesn't stay ultra sticky. No, this is not easy. Hey, life ain't easy. It sure is fun. Right. Okay, I think that's more or less ready. We need to take care of it. And the way to do that is we're going to need a plate. So I put it over there. Alright, we need some powdered sugar. I don't have a lot here. Now let's really punch in that thing and get it less sticky. Okay, there we go. We got a little bit of a serpent here. Let's get that unwound, fully coated with sugar. More or less even in thickness. which is harder to make without tools. Trade, but I'm a hobbyist, not a full confectioner. And let's start cutting. Yeah, you think? These are a lot easier to cut. Now I'm guessing that if I had to make a specific candy, like all my flavors for each and every one of those alcoholic sugar based compounds, I'm going to say that some wouldn't work, some would work wonderfully, some would be a lot easier to work, but all in all I'll be taking a lot of time to practice, because it would take literally months and months of practice in the kitchen. Right. Oh, well, I'm happy. Wow, it's midnight. Talk about experimentation. These things will grab you into the night, and it's a lot of fun. If you like to make candies, that is. Right, so I promised to say what's next on the channel. Well, first of all, I think we need to go back. Sorry, my fault, not you guys. I haven't tested some very basic things. I wanted to test starch as is and see how it works. I also wanted to test some replacements for starch. For example, powdered potato starch, for that matter. So you could try that as well. So that's basically what the next things I want to do in my list. See just how they work. And then I want to apply these things that I've learned. Meaning, can we make toffee without any need for margarine? Yes, of course I do know that. I've been making toffee for quite some time without margarine. I just hate the folding thing. So if you guys want to volunteer and come over and fold candies, you're gonna get some candies too. So, you know, just come over. But seriously, I've been thinking about making some recipes of toffee that are based on the alcoholic sugars I've seen, and these are most interesting. I also thought about making some harder candies, softer candies, combination of these candies. And one last but not least, we're going to make compound candies. What do I mean when I say compound candies? Well, compound candies are candies that have a soft filling. So I've been wanting to do that for about 2 years now, and I've never gotten to do that. I'm going to have to make a mold. That'll be on my small aid channel. I'll have a link for you and all, guys, so don't worry when we get to that. So I'll make a mold and we'll make some really nice filling candies. Now that's about it. Let me fast forward this entire wrapping process and I'll discuss things with you once we're done. Well guys, so we've made some really nice candied toffee. I really like the fact that it's basically very flexible at higher temperatures, so you're not really shooting for a very, very narrow target, meaning a 2 degrees up and down timetable or temperature table, but you can actually get there from 150 to 160, maybe possibly a bit more. This is really, really nice. On the downside, it does have its own flavor because of the candy. Now if you've been looking here, I've been trying to play with the folding issues, and what I've been thinking about is some sort of origami connecting these two basically tubes. Let me open that for a second. So basically just folded on top of the candy, and one side is folded at an angle. You can just stick inside the other one. I just need a bit more paper. But this may actually be a nice and interesting folding method, just thinking about it. Another method is one I tried before. I've been playing with that a bit better. It's not that bad. It takes just one twist, so it's half the time it takes to fold one of these, if you get my point of view. And it's as good as guarding the material inside, sort of. So actually I'm quite pleased with both methods. So that's it. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed. This really sums up the entire series of non-alcoholic sugars as a replacement for corn syrup. So I'm really happy with that. And we're going to be applying this knowledge, making really interesting candies in the near future. So thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed, and have a sweet day.